Welcome to my channel, and I'm back with you once again with another video of Microsoft Flight Simulator 24. Nowadays I'm exploring the Airbus A321LR by iniBuilds, and in this regard I'm making a series of videos of this plane so that I can just break down all the information related to a flight into different videos, which will make it easy for you to look for a specific information on my channel. Before this, I've uploaded videos in which I've shown you how to configure the EFB and the MCDU of this plane, how to start it from the cold and dark state, how to fly it on autopilot, and then how to perform an ILS approach and landing. Now this video is related to Autoland. Although all my videos are for the beginners with little or no knowledge of the flight simulation, but for this video you should have at least some knowledge of the ILS approach and landing because there are many things that you have to do for the ILS approach and landing. Maybe I'll just discuss everything in details, but I might be missing something in the video, so that's why you should be familiar with that process. So today I'm doing this short flight from Dubai to Qatar, one of my favorite routes, and right now the plane is at 18,800 feet, and it's the cruising altitude is 22,000 feet. Soon the top of descent will be near as well. Let me just show you. It's just right there. So it's a very short distance, and I just wanted to start the video right now because I just wanted to show you a few things before I show you how to perform an Autoland, because there are a few things that you have to actually prepare before the landing. Open up the wrong menu. Excuse me for that. Okay, so these are the Navigraph shots, and I've already loaded a flight. If you don't know how to get the Navigraph shots in the Microsoft Flight Simulator, you can go to navigraph.com. If you have the subscription, then you can download this plugin and it will be automatically installed. So I already have the charts right now, you can see. And let's open the approach plate for this runway 34 right, and the target altitude will for the descent will be 2,500, because at this point legma your speed should be 220 knots maximum, not more than this, and your altitude should be 2,500. Now over here you will see this thing coming up by radar vectors. So you actually fly this approach using the vectors given to you by ATC. Or the direction or the heading. So right now you can see I have actually deleted that discontinuity, because every approach that has to be flown using the vectors by ATC, it has a discontinuity. So I've deleted this. So it will be a continuous line in the flight plan. You don't have to really do anything about it, and there will be no discontinuity. As you can see, it's a joint line. So there is no discontinuity. That's it. So I will start the descent once the plane is near the top of descent, and I will descend to 2,500. That's it. The transition altitude is 13,000, and let's configure the MCDU for this approach. We have to enter some information, otherwise you will get this error message over here in the MCDU, check destination data. As we have enough time, so that's why I can just do it right now. For this, go to this option, performance, and just keep on going to the next phase till the time you see approach. And over here you have to enter the barometric pressure for Qatar, which is 906. As you can see, it's over here, 906. But I will also adjust it once I'm near the runway if it changes. Temperature is 35 degrees right now. And the wind is 320 degrees, 20 knots. So let's enter wind /20. That's it. And the transition altitude is 13,000 feet. It is the altitude at which you will be changing the barometric pressure from the standard to the given one. And now let's look at the minimums. This is actually the minimums. You can either enter the minimums in baro or radio. When you talk about radio, it's actually a method in which the plane sends radio signals through the ground to get the altitude reading. If the ground is uneven, you'll have a very uneven readings, obviously. So that's why it's always preferred to use baro. Now, for category 3, you can get this information from the airline. Maybe the airline specifies 100 feet or 120 feet above the runway. But if you look at this approach plate, you have the minimums for category 2. Now you will see there are different categories, A, B, C, and D. We'll use the A1 because this plane is capable of carrying out this approach. And you have the decision altitude and the height. So 134 feet is the decision altitude based on the barometric readings, because it adds like 121 feet to this runway elevation. So it's 13 feet above the sea level. So that's why if you add 121, you'll get 134. So if you're using radio, you'll use 121. And if you're using baro, you'll use 134. So I will use 134. And that's it. I will land with the full flaps. And you can see the full flaps is active. Otherwise, I can also go with configuration 3. Then the approach speed will change, 151 knots. Otherwise, 137 knots. Now, these are the speeds at which you can start extending the flaps. This is actually the green dot speed or the clean speed at which you can still fly without any flaps and slats. Then below this, if you want to go below the speed, then you should have flaps by one position, and you can go up till this speed, 207. And if you further want to go to this speed, then you have to further extend the flaps. So during the approach, in order to control the speed and reach this approach speed, I will just start extending the flaps and the speed will be automatically adjusted. So this is a technique that I've learned about this plane, and it's really interesting. So I don't think so we need this approach plate anymore. Yeah, one more thing. Just check you have the ILS frequency. We have looked at the approach, which is there. And that's it. It's as per the flight plan. Now for the radio navigation, you can see this ILS frequency is mentioned. AZM is the identifier. And then you have 110.1. So, and the heading is 336 degrees. So let's adjust the heading. That's it. Now for the identifier, for this ILS frequency, you can change this ILS frequency. So if you're not getting the correct one, then you can change it. Let me see if the top of descent is near or not, because it's very near. Oh, we still have some ground to cover. Okay. So what if I enter this 34 lift? So instead of right, I'll enter the frequency for 34 lift. So instead of entering 111.9 or 111.9, I will enter HJJ, the identifier, and the frequency will be changed, as you can see. So to go back, just enter AZM. If I'm not wrong, this is the frequency for this runway. So yeah, AZM. So in case if you don't see the frequency, you can just adjust the frequency and then you can enter the course. And then you can also enter the VOR frequency. So for this runway, the VOR is DOH. Let's see if it picks it up. Doha 82 nautical miles away, the nearest one. So that's why I picked it up. Let me just show you again. It just actually happened really quickly. So there's another DOH, which is 3,000 nautical miles away. So obviously you're not flying towards this. VOR, you have this one. So that's it. So that's why I've entered this and 336. So in case the GPS fails, you can still do the VOR navigation. But anyhow, in this scenario, there is no failure in the GPS, and plus the plane will be able to carry out ILS approach and landing. Just one thing to remember, that if you're carrying out an ILS approach and landing, remember this thing, or any kind of approach or landing, maybe it can be VOR RNAV. Don't miss the top of descent, otherwise it will be really difficult to control the speed of the plane. Now the plane is near the transition altitude. Soon I will be changing the barometric pressure. And one thing I would just like to tell you that I am using the Thrustmaster TCA quadrant, and I have the reverse thrust levers on this quadrant. And if you are not using this one, and if the reverse thrust is not working for you, then I will give you the settings for the Airbus side stick and plus the TCA quadrant in the links, so that you can just go and configure your controllers for this. And if you're using any other controller and you don't know how to activate the reverse thrust, so on your keyboard by default, the F and the R key are actually used to reduce and increase the thrust. So R increases the thrust and F reduces the thrust. So let's keep it at climb. I don't want to mess around with this flight. This is just to show you. So what I do is this, that for if any other plane, if the controller's reverse thrust is not working, then I use F key. I keep on pressing it and it just activates the reverse thrust. The levers are pulled all the way back and the reverse thrust is activated. So this was a little tip I just wanted to give you. So let's change the barometric pressure to the given one over here, and let's do it over here on this screen as well, and press comma to get the readings. So 9er 7. Let's also refresh it over here, the weather. Let's see if it's different. It's 9er 6, but the one that's picked up by the simulation is 9er 7. So let's change it over here. We can change it. Let's go back and that's it. So now we have the correct reading. Just make sure that you have the right QNH readings. Another thing, just wanted to talk to you about this approach phase. So if you go back to this option performance, you will see activate approach phase. Now what happens in the approach phase is this, that the plane actually targets for the approach speed, which is 136 knots. So the plane's speed will drop, but this is the green dot speed. So the intended speed will be low, but the actual speed will not go below this point till the time you start extending the flaps. So just 10 nautical miles before the runway, you can have flaps by one position, and then like 8 nautical miles before the runway, you can extend it to 2. And then at 6 nautical miles roughly, you lower the gears and you go with the full flaps. So that's how you control the speed. You can activate approach phase anytime. But just remember that right now the speed is like 250 knots right now. So if you extend it, if you engage this approach phase, the speed will go to this point. So it will take a longer time for the plane to actually reach the runway. So that's why I will not activate approach till this point, because there is, I think, let me just zoom in. Is there any point where the speed is reducing? No. Not over here. And if you look at the flight plan also, you can see that if there is 250 knots, and over here at max at 220 knots. So at this point, maybe you can just activate approach. So till this time, you can just keep on going at 250. So this was another trick that I just wanted to tell you. Let me turn on the lights. So runway turn off lights on, landing lights on. And let's turn on the logo light and plus the wing light. That's it. Seatbelt signs are already set to auto. Are they on? Yes, the seatbelt signs are on. Let's arm the ground spoilers. These are actually on the wing. If I apply brakes right now, you can see the spoilers getting activated like this. So they are required for the landing. So let me just arm them again. It will help you reduce the speed. And let's set the auto brake to medium. That's it. So as soon as you land, you will activate the reverse thrust and the ground spoilers will come into action with that. Now, this is actually an Autoland procedure. So I will tell you how to basically perform an Autoland in this video. So what I'm going to do is this, that once I am near the runway, I will first of all activate approach, and then I will activate autopilot 2 for the Autoland. So remember this thing, that autopilot 2 cannot be activated till the time you activate approach. This is one thing that you have to remember. And then the rest of the things are carried out by the plane. Just 30 feet above the runway, I will bring the thrust levers to idle. The plane will automatically perform a flare. it will pitch up a bit, and once the plane touches the runway, then you can activate the reverse thrust. So in Autoland, all you have to do is this: just bring the thrust levers to idle, and then you have to activate the reverse thrust. And the rest of the things are carried out by the autopilot itself. Now the plane's speed should also drop at this point, so I can activate the approach phase, and you will see confirm, and now the speed will drop. Now the target speed is 136 knots, but as you can see at the green dot speed over here, it will stop reducing and it will be just stable over here. Now also press these buttons LS, and you will get the ILS information over here. The identifier is shown, and the frequency plus the distance. Now this is the diamond. It should be in the middle for the vertical path for the glide slope. Let me just open the Navigraph charts. This actually enables the plane to follow this vertical path, which is a 3-degree descent towards the runway. And this diamond shows you your lateral alignment with the runway, whether you are centered or not. That's it. So now you can see the speed is not reducing. Now I will set the flaps to position 1 to show you what happens. Now the speed will reduce further. And it will not go below this point. To go further, you have to extend flaps to position 2, which I will do it at 8 nautical miles. Okay. Now, in order to follow the glide slope and the localizer, you have to turn on approach, and the plane will actually align itself with the runway, and plus, as soon as this diamond is in the middle, it will start to follow this vertical path or the glide slope. You can see the plane is following the localizer. Right now it's not following the glide slope, and now it has started. So keep an eye over here on the flight mode enunciator. Now I can press autopilot, and now you can see autopilot 2 is active. So you activate autopilot 2 after activating approach. Now category 3 dual approach is being carried out, which is auto landing. Barrow is set. Autopilot 1 and 2 is active, flight director 1 and 2 is active, auto throttle is active, plane is following the glide slope and the localizer. Now let's extend the flaps to position 2, and the speed will reduce further. Now 6 nautical miles before the runway, I can extend the gears. Auto brake set to medium. Ground spoiler is active. Just look at the ECAM before the landing just to make sure that everything is good. All the lights are on, everything is good. So the plane is now following this glide slope. And now I can go with full flaps. So gears are down. Full flaps, everything is good, and that's it. Now all I have to do is this, just like 30 feet above the ground, when I will see flare, I will just bring the thrust levers to idle, and then I will activate the reverse thrust. I'll just keep the view like this so that you can even look at the thrust levers. And plus, I will not disengage the autopilot. Everything will remain like this. And that's how you auto land this plane. Really easy. 1,000 feet to go. Just keep on looking at the FMA. This part of the prime flight display is FMA, flight mode enunciator. It will just keep on telling you different phases of flight and different modes of autopilot. This is actually useful when you are too lazy to land. Soon you will be reaching this minimum altitude. 400 feet to go, and you can see land is now appearing, so it means the autopilot is landing the plane. 300. And you can see it's really precise. 200. And that's it.
50, 40, 30,
30.
20.
Flare, you can see.
10. Retard.
And now the reverse thrust active. So reverse thrust is now active below 80 knots. Between 80 and 60 knots, I can just deactivate the reverse thrust. And the auto brakes are also in action. Just bring the thrust levers to idle. Now you can see auto brakes are active. I can press the brakes on my controller and the auto brakes will be disengaged. And now the plane is rolling. Just track the flaps, disarm the ground spoilers, and that's it. And now you can taxi towards the gates and everything will be good. So that's how you auto land this plane. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment section, or if you want to add anything to this video, the comment section is there for you. Thank you very much for staying with me. Have a nice day. Hope to see you soon.